This is my saltwater reef aquarium. It's around 60 gallons. I started it back in the summer of 2019. So my uncle had this saltwater aquarium, but he was remodeling his house, so he ended up taking it down, and I showed a lot of interest in keeping a reef tank, so he decided he'd let me take a crack at it. In order to set up a saltwater aquarium, you need to put in salt water, of course, and then you need to let it cycle so that the beneficial bacteria can grow in the water and propagate, and that the nitrogen cycle can begin before there are fish and corals inside of it, so that the corals and fish don't die because of the nitrogen cycle. So once the tank is established, we stuck all this stuff in, and since then, the coral has really taken off. Over here on this side, there's some zinnias. That's the sort of pulsating coral. Also, the green coral is a neon green Nephthia. That coral is actually presumed to be extinct in the wild, so it's mostly survived through aquarium hobbyists who keep them in their homes. What made me interested in corals and making a coral fish tank was being able to design a mini coral reef that I could put in my home. When I was in high school, I was still sort of thinking about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to major in. I came across an article about this project with Professor Amy Wagner-Johnson and Professor Rosa Espinosa. It combined engineering with biology. That was already something that I had been working on in creating this coral reef aquarium, and it's something that I was super interested in. How can we combine engineering and biology, and not only that, how can we use engineering to help save the natural world? As part of my application, I actually wrote about this project as something that I thought was really interesting and I wanted to be a part of. And this is part of why I chose to go into mechanical engineering. Once I got accepted, I contacted Professor Amy Wagner-Johnson to see if I could help work in the lab. At that point, all of the work on physical corals was done in the field lab in Curacao. Because I had some previous experience working with corals in making my own coral reef tank at home, I worked with the postdocs, Joaquin and Jingyu, to help set up the aquariums we have now at the lab in Newmark. Here's the brain coral. It's the coral that we've been using in the research project. This is the original coral. When it started, it was much closer in size to some of these smaller fragments. Now, all of these fragments came off of this original piece. If you look closely at the corals, you can see there's sort of the white centers, and then there's the green surrounding it. Those are the polyps. Each polyp is sort of a single organism, but since they're colonial, they sort of work together to grow together. These 9 frags are the ones we used in the experiment that I set up here at home. They're on 3 different types of substrates, so 3 frags per substrate. They are NHL, PLA, and PLA with calcium carbonate. People are surprised when they tell them that this is an engineering project and this is a project with the mechanical engineering department. And my response to that is, yeah, it is surprising, but one thing that I love about mechanical engineering, and part of the reason why I chose to do mechanical engineering, is that it is so widely applicable. There are mechanics within pretty much everything physical. I would like to go into academia and be able to investigate these interdisciplinary fields, see how we can use engineering and biology to either help save organisms and the natural world, or utilize biomimicry to improve our condition, and we can find new solutions to problems we have.